They asked me if they could send me their fragrance, and of course I said yes. Hey babes, welcome to my channel, Just Bernie. My name is Bernadette. All my friends and subscribers call me Bernie. If you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notification bell, that way you won't miss any activities I have here on YouTube. For all the returning Bernie babes, new and old, welcome back, and thank you guys so much for your support. For the Bernie babes in the making, you know, you come over, you kiki with us, we have a good time. However, you're not an official member of the family. Officially join the Bernie Babe fam by hitting the big red subscribe button right there. One big perk, you get to turn on your notification bell. Set it to all, that way you won't miss any activities I have here on YouTube. That's it, just like that. Easy peasy. Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. So this video is going out on Christmas Day, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday, spending time with your family and doing whatever it is you're doing for the holidays. Today's video is a get ready with me, trying new to me makeup, most of which were released this year. We played with lots of new makeup. If you want to see how they perform and hear my thoughts on them, what are you going to have to do? That's right, keep watching. Until next time, please be safe. Bye. I hope this video is up on Christmas Day, so I know you guys are all spending time with your family. We in the Johnson household do not do the Christmas thing. We don't have anything against it. It's an economical decision. We have Christmas dinner and that's it. Today's video, I'm going to be testing some new makeup that are new to me. Some of these were released early this year, but I haven't had an opportunity for the most part to play with them at all. So it's going to be my first impression. My skincare, as per usual, is already done. I do have a new face primer SPF. This is from Mott. They sent this to me to try and also to introduce to you guys. This is called Thank Me Later Blurring Face Primer with SPF 30. So it's one of those one product to take care of two needs. Today is going to be my first time trying it. I wanted to try it on camera. The price is pretty reasonable. It is $15.49, and they're also having a 50% sale as of filming, which is the 22nd. I will be leaving a link in the description box that you can use to go to shop this or anything else you want to shop from Mott. It is an affiliate link, which means should you purchase anything from them using my link, I will get a small commission, which I appreciate because it helps me to keep the lights on. I finally got the little foil thing that was covering this up off. It's more like a tinted primer. Normally I don't skip SPF just because I'm using a foundation or a primer or anything that has SPF in it. I always put SPF on as I'm doing my skincare routine. It kind of takes one step off. In the mirror, I'm seeing a residual white cast, and see how long it takes for that to settle down. Lancome reformulated their legendary Tint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. This foundation is described as an ultra 24-hour long wear matte foundations. It does come in a good amount of shades. I believe this comes in 50 shades. What I didn't like, they changed the shade numbers and you had to figure out which shade was yours. The reference guide they gave, it was not helpful at all. The shade I have is 450W. 450W is described as being for medium deep skin with warm golden undertones. This is described as a full coverage natural matte foundation with sweat and waterproof long wear. and is also ultra breathable and packed with skincare loving ingredients. The coverage is full, the finish is matte. This is what the foundation looks like. If you're not new to my channel, you know I'm not a big fan of matte foundations. Starting off with 2 pumps. First thing I noticed is a watery consistency. If you are on TikTok, you know these brushes. This is BK Beauty's 101 foundation brush, and this one here is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy collaboration concealer brush. These brushes have been hyped up so much. This is not going to be a first impression for me with these brushes, so I already have my thoughts about these brushes. This brush here, this is from Sigma, and this brush is shaped exactly the way the BK Beauty brush is shaped. There really isn't much difference in my opinion in terms of application. This one here is a little bit smaller, yes, but this one here is phenomenal. That looks a bit on the light side. This is matching my chest and my neck. My face, on the other hand, I don't feel like it's matching it well, but that's the dance I have to do. I had filmed a video and I ended up not uploading. I uploaded the video, then when I saw the video, I didn't like the quality of the video, so I took that video down. In that video, I explained to you guys why even after my Where Have I Been video, why I still hadn't resumed content creation. That video was filmed October 1st, so this was right before the events in Israel, and it didn't seem right to me to just resume filming content and act as if what's happening is not happening. So I've been very active on TikTok, expressing my views, thoughts, and feelings on what's happening with the Palestinian people, especially in Gaza. I want to have YouTube be a safe kind of getaway space, and I hate saying that because the people that are experiencing 24-hour a day bombardment, displacement, hunger, lack of water, they don't get to take a break. Right after October 7th, I began watching the response to the October 7th attack on Israel. For a long time, I have said to my husband, I never thought Israel's response was proportionate to whatever. But I never said anything publicly. But I think what's happening now, it's hard not to say anything publicly. I found myself becoming mentally drained from the steady diet of devastation, loss of human lives, and I had to figure out a way to balance that so I don't burn out. For YouTube, I do want to keep it as a safe space for people, including myself, that have somewhere else to go momentarily, to make sure they're protecting their mental health, because it's taxing mentally, and I know that pales in comparison to what people in Gaza are feeling. And yeah, people in Israel too. I switched over to the Sigma brush. I tend to do my eyebrows before I put makeup on. This brush, why I like it, the way it is shaped, it's perfect for me to skirt around my eyebrows. The BK Beauty brush is built as being that way, but the one that I have is just too big for that. I know they have a smaller one. I have no interest in getting it. It's not a horrible brush. It feels nice, it blends nice, but that's what it's supposed to do for $34. You know what I mean? You guys know how I feel about overhyping any type of makeup products that are friends, especially on TikTok. Foundation feels really light, but it is definitely an ultra matte foundation. If your skin is dry, this foundation is one you should stay away from. I think this foundation is for people who have really oily skin. It definitely is not my cup of tea. All of what I pumped out I already have on my face, but the coverage around here is non-existent. There isn't any coverage around here. I'm going to use a color corrector, but I want to still see how much coverage I could build this up to, because for a full coverage foundation that's $57, I kind of want you to do what you say you're going to do. You're going to use this. I would recommend working in sections, and like I say, at least for me, what I'm finding is patting motions. If not, the foundation is moving, which is kind of weird for a matte foundation. And so I am done. So far, the only thing I agree with this foundation claims is that it's lightweight. I don't feel like this is full coverage, and the foundation feels dry. The brush, as I said, can be used for different things, bronzing, blush. It's just a brush. Is it worth $34? That depends on like you, right? It depends on if you feel like you want to pay $34 for a brush. For me, this brush here is just as good. Right around here, I feel like I still need some cover here, so I want to color correct. Natasha Denona came out with these earlier this year. This is her HY-GLAM concealer and her HY-GLAM correcting concealer. So this comes in 6 shades. I have it in the shade C5. This is described as a new full performance formula with advanced skincare properties. The coverage is medium, the finish is natural. This and the concealer, you don't need much. I'm gonna take this brush and blend that out. The other day when I used this, I used it exactly how I'm using it now, on top of foundation, and it melted into the foundation and gave the foundation such a beautiful finish. You guys planning on traveling for the holidays, or you're staying home? What are your plans? You know, like I said, this video will be up on Christmas Day, so after you watch this video, what are your plans? We have a lot of new Bernie babes. Welcome to our little family, and thank you guys so much for your comments. The last video that I did for what I've been going through, update, we now feel like these people are out of our lives forever. Sometimes with toxic people, it doesn't matter who they are. For your own peace, you just have to let them go. We do have plans for New Year's Eve. The last couple of years have been so like stressful, chaotic, that we realized date night completely went away for us. My ethnicity is Haitian, and in our culture, we believe however the new year meets you, that is how your year is going to be. Now, I don't really believe in that, but you know, just in case they're right, I kind of go by it. I want us to bring in the new year with each other, just having a good old time. So that's what we're going to do for New Year's. And if I can find anyone to make me some soup joumou, I would be grateful. That's another thing that's a part of our culture, soup joumou. The January 1st is Haitian Independence Day, and soup joumou is what they make. Haitians were the first black people to free themselves. It's a shame we didn't live up to what our ancestors died for. Instead, trillions of dollars are spent fleeing the island. If half of that would stay in the Haitian economy, there would be no need for them to flee and experience mistreatment the way they do. When I was born, my very birth was illegal. To say it's demoralizing would be an understatement. Now this here, I'm gonna tell you, this is a very nice concealer. It's not gonna be a first impression. You don't need a lot of this concealer. This is $30. It brightens, hydrate, medium to full coverage, crease proof serum concealer. And it comes in like 50 shades. The shade I have is NY12. So that's gonna be neutral yellow 12. The applicator is cool. Go in with a teeny tiny bit. If you're someone who always was intimidated like me, blending your concealer in with a brush, you're going to like this. This concealer blends out effortlessly. Do you see that? That blend out flawlessly. Guys, I need you to please make sure you are subscribed. Please make sure you're liking the videos. Please make sure you are commenting on the videos, because YouTube has been playing me lately. Not paying attention. I did not realize my camera has stopped recording. This concealer, I feel like the brush is just gliding and the concealer is just doing all of the work. This concealer claims to be crease proof. Now, I don't believe in crease proof because there are creases under my eyes and under all of our eyes, so the concealer will crease. But I have noticed this concealer is not immediately creasing. Instead, it seems to be self-setting, but not in a bad way. It's time for me to bronze and blush. This is Pat McGrath's Holiday 2023 face palette. This has a bronzer, it has blush and highlighter. If you guys remember my last video, I said I would do a review of the bronzer. In this video, she does have 3 different shades, which is great. I have it in the darkest shade. The bronzer in here is Burnished Honey. The blush is Midnight Orchid, and the highlighter is Solar Fantasy. So that's what they look like. I'm not gonna use this blush. Damn near every blush I own from Pat McGrath is the same shade, so I'm not gonna use this. I don't know what's going on with Pat. Pat's not listening to her core constituents. She seems like she's putting out makeup that she likes. The latest Mothership palette, you can get that for $70. Earlier this month, you could have gotten it for $60. I think what's happening, why that ended up going on sale, Pat not listening to her constituents. They didn't buy that because everyone keeps telling Pat about these pink, 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 and pink. This was originally $52. You can get it now, I think, for under $20. That's the only reason why I'm showing this in this video. I will pin in the comment section if it's still on sale when this video goes live. When she came out with them, I got 2. I have Burnished Honey, and I also have Bronze Divinity. I think there's something like 8 shades. I wish she had concentrated more on quality than quantity. In her bronzer, Charlotte has 4, and everyone can find their shades from lightest to deepest. The same thing with Gucci. Gucci has 5 or 6, I think, and everyone can find their shades. Now, both of those cost more than $39. Personally, I would pay the $50 to $60 for one bronzer, but the bronzer has to perform. every time I see someone using these two shades, they're layering them together, and they're $39. Let me give you some swatches. This is Bronze Divinity. I can see it looks warm on camera, but in person it is not warm. That's it there. And I will give you a swatch of Burnished Honey, which is second to the deepest. So that's Burnished Honey. So that's what they look like. I'm gonna use the one in here. I think I've already swatched them. They're the same shades. So they're the exact same shade. A couple weeks ago, I contoured using this from Tom Ford. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Contour Duo. I have it in Intensity 2. But this shade pulls more warm than contour. Whenever I'm going to use Pat McGrath bronzers, I use this as a contour. Now this is quite expensive at $90. Alternative is this here from Sage, and the shade I have, Deep Bronze. As you see, it's very warm. So instead of using a concealer to contour with for liquid or cream contour, I use one of them. So I would say if you don't have this, but you have this and you're struggling to get the bronzer to warm you up, I would say use this as a cream contour and then put the bronzer on top of it, which you really shouldn't have to do to make a bronzer, a luxury bronzer, work. I had been begging, I had been pleading for this bronzer. So when the bronzer was announced, I was like a kid, couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And then when I started looking at the swatches, I was like, these swatches, they're not looking right to me. So I reached out to her. I told her my foundation shade, and she recommended Bronze Divinity. Pat put these on sale, lightning speed. And the way they went on sale really did not make sense. You gotta be careful shopping Pat McGrath's website. Make sure you are looking at every tab. There was a point during the summer when the bronzer, $39 for one bronzer, and also $39 for two bronzers. So if you weren't paying attention and really looking through this website, you probably bought one bronzer for $39 when you could have gotten two bronzers for $39. That I found annoying, because how does this make sense? Really, some poor person not paying attention is going to get suckered into buying one bronzer when they could actually get two, especially because these bronzers appear that they have to be layered for you to get anything from them. I'm like, make this make sense. I pulled out a blush from Gucci. They extended their shades earlier this year during Blush Palooza. I have it in soft red number 8. I don't know why Gucci is calling this soft red. It doesn't look red to me. It looks orange. Just because it looks orange, I just had to try it. The pigment is definitely there. This is one of my favorite blush formulas. This one from Gucci. I was so happy they extended the shade range, because that allows people with deeper skin to have some options. I think the only one that worked for me anyway was the dark burgundy one. So I'm gonna go back into this and I'm gonna use the highlighter in here. It is beautiful. It looks really pink on the brush. Once you apply it, it's not as pink. We talk about the makeup I used today. I want to share this with you guys. This is a fragrance called Good Fortune from Viktor and Rolf. They sent this to me a couple months back. They asked me if they could send me their fragrance, and of course I said yes. It is a beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love this. It's available at Sephora, Nordstrom's, and Macy's, I believe. It has a big bottle. Love the bottle. And then there's a travel size one. I have been using the travel size one. I love sweet, feminine smelling fragrance. I love the packaging. This packaging is so pretty. It looks like a goddess. I absolutely love this. You will love this. So if you want to buy a gift for that special person in your life, you may want to go run get Sephora. I promise you, she will love this. Big thank you to Viktor and Rolf for sending that out to me. But let's talk about today's makeup. Let's start off with this right here. This has always been iconic foundation, but for me it will be a pass, and that's because it is too matte for me. I did prep my skin for this, and it was still too matte for me. If you have oily skin and you're looking for something like this, I'll recommend it. These from Natasha Denona, both the color corrector and the concealer. If you don't get any concealers for this year and you're still trying to figure out which of the 50 million you want, I can tell you from having tried some of them already, I would definitely recommend this. This is really good work from Natasha Denona, who's not necessarily known for complexion products. At this point, I'm not sure what Pat is doing, who her constituency is, but all of this pink blush, I'm pinked out like most of Pat McGrath's Die Hard base. Mothership palettes are not normally discounted that much, so I think that in of itself hopefully let Pat knows the pinks kind of, we've done all of that with it. If you want to try her blush, don't have it, want to try the blush formula, because I tried this blush already. The formula is really good in terms of being vibrant. This blush is one of Pat's most vibrant blushes to date. When I swatched this, I was surprised. That's just one swatch and there's no fallout at all. The formula does appear to be a little bit different. I'm simply saying if you already have the bronzer, which is the same bronzer, if you already have a couple of Pat's pink blushes, basically the only thing you're getting new is the highlighter. If this sale is still going on and you want to shop this, I would definitely recommend shopping it during the sale, but I would not recommend it at full price. I'm sorry, Pat. This I used for the first, not for the first time, but first time on my channel. This is a really nice contour palette. I actually, as I said, it pulls bronze on me. So I really like it as a bronzer palette, but it is $90, so keep that in mind. You've heard from me. Now I would like to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these? Are you interested or not interested in them now, having seen my review? Alright, so this brings us to the end of today's video. As always, guys, thank you for spending part of your day with me. If you have not yet done so, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. That does tell YouTube not to mess with my videos. If you're not yet a Bernie babe, I'm not sure what you're waiting on. Please just go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I upload new videos just like this. Until next time, guys, please be safe. Bye.